So Blue Flare is one of those decks that people have been talking to me about. It's not tier 1, it's not very good, it's kind of garbage. And, I'm only putting tier 1 in the thumbnail because Twitch chat wants me to. That being said, I have found a Blue Flare list that works. Whether or not it's going to work for everyone, I have no idea. I don't know what's going on with it, but it is good in my opinion. As always, like the video and let me know in the comments what you think about this deck profile. And subscribe to the notification on Smash Potatoes. That way you know when all these amazing Digimon videos go live. I'm sure that Twitch chat is going to roast me the entire time I'm doing this deck profile. I am sure. Also, the camera's not fucking focused on it. Okay. Troubleshooting. Anyway, why we don't play Babydamon is because Babydamon is bad. Your opponent can play around Babydamon super easy. To an extent, they can also play around Upamon. But, people aren't usually going wide this format. Upamon is better. People have to hard play things sometimes, and then Upamon rewards you for the hard play. That is why we are playing 4 Upamons. That's why we're doing it. And that'll do it for the Upamons. We're playing 4. There you go. Those are our eggs. Now we'll move on to the rookies. The rookie lineup is actually super small in this deck. We're playing 4 copies of Gaussmon. This card's really good. On deletion, you play a level 4 Blue Flare card from your hand. Suspended, which is really good. You're just playing a free body for just chucking this guy into security. It's really good. Then we also play for rookies 4 Modoki Betamon. Just memory blocking. I find the memory blocking really important in Blue Flare. Some of Blue Flare's worst matchups are matchups you can solve by playing 4 Modoki Betamon. Just being able to deny that extra memory is really, really powerful. That's actually it for the rookies. There are a lot of on-plays in this deck, which is why 8 rookies is more than enough. And we're going to go now to the champions. The champions starting off with one of the best ones, 4 Greymon. This card's pretty good. So on play, you reveal top 4 cards of your deck. You add 2 cards with Blue Flare. If you have a not Christopher on the field, you can add a Metal Greymon from your trash to hand. On deletion, it has save, which is really good. As an inheritable once per turn, if you're a Blue Flare, once per turn you can unsuspend when you attack. So it gives your like the Greymon inheritable allows you to get extra damage. And extra damage is fun. I don't think anybody can debate with this this choice. I don't think so. We're playing 4 copies of an absolutely insane tier -1 fucking wild draw card. Deckerdramon. 4 copies of this behemoth of a draw card. This card has on play, draw 1, then for each of your opponent's Digimon in play, draw 1. If they go wide, you're drawing your deck. I don't think you realize how important that is. You're drawing your deck. Like, come on. You're drawing your deck. What's wrong with that? On deletion, it has save, which is good, and it has an all turns plus 1,000 boost if your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play. So, that could come up. It's not super relevant sometimes, but comes up. So, that 4 of that amazing broken draw. This card makes Pot of Greed look like a bad card, let me tell you. We play 4 copies of Mailbirdmon. Mailbirdmon here says if you have a not Christopher in play, you can play a Metal Greymon, or add a Metal Greymon from trash to hand. Otherwise, you can play a not Christopher from your hand. Yep, that's it. And then once per turn inheritable, if it has Blue Flare, your opponent has 2 more Digimon in play. One of your opponent's Digimon can't attack or block. So this deck is doing blue hybrid things. It stuns your opponent's cards. Yeah, this deck is blue hybrid 2.0. It is. It really is. Speaking of blue hybrids, we are playing 2 copies of Kumamon, because it is a hybrid, and going hybrid for games sometimes will happen. And we are playing some interesting cards for fun. We're playing 2 copies of the starter deck Greymon. Yes, we are playing some red cards in our deck. Now, some of you might say, well, why are you playing red cards in your blue deck? Are you okay? Are you feeling alright? I'm feeling okay. It's okay because we have this Metal Greymon that we play 4 copies of. the actual really like boss monster of your deck. It digicrosses for 2 with a Greymon and a male Birdmon, which means you can cross with this Greymon. That's pretty cool. That's a neat trick that you can do sometimes. Greymon definitely be helping you against certain matchups with that extra security, let me tell you. Anyway, let's talk about it. So it has materials save 2. So if it would die, 2 materials go under your Tamers. Okay. It has Rush. And then if you, by Digicrossing 3, then if Digicrossing 3 of your opponent's Digimon with Digivolution cards less than or equal to this Digimon's Digivolution cards can't attack or block. It can stun a lot of stuff. Between this and Male Birdmon, you can stun like a bunch of people. You can stun Digimon. And that's the whole gimmick of the deck. Your Metal Greymon is not only an offensive threat, but it's also super defensive, that it can stun a whole board, which is really nice. And then we play 3 copies of a debatable card, but a card that I've grown to kind of love. Not as much as Metal Greymon, but I do play 3 copies of Deckerdramon. Deckerdramon is a super interesting card. It has Armor Purge, but you don't know what Armor Purge means by now. It has an on-play when Digivolving ability that says, verbatim, you may place 1 Digimon card with blue flare in its traits from your hand or from under your Tamers under this Digimon as a bond Digivolution card. Then, if Deckerdramon, that broken draw card, by the way, if Deckerdramon is in this card's sources when your opponent's Digimon can't attack or block, that's on the end of the opponent's turn. It's another stun card. You can also Digicross 2 Metal Greymon and Deckerdramon. You can do it if you want to. Whatever. It's there as an alternative option as a level 5. It comes up. It also costs 2 to evolve on a 5 or 4 to evolve on a not 5. Same with the yeah, that's it. Yeah, nothing else. So there we go. 3 copies of that. I do kind of like it. You can definitely cut it if you don't like it for sure, but it's an extra level 5 boss monster that stuns stuff and that can help you actually do some damage. Now, what I believe makes this deck sustainable in BT10, why I think it has a chance, is because we're playing 3 copies of Magnamon X Antibody in order to redirect attacks to it. Yes, it'll cost 3 to evolve in level 5. You don't play any Magnamons, that's how you're going to get it on the field. And if it dies, it gets healed, which is cool. And then you get your level 5 left over. It's there because Blue Flare has a tendency to get rushed before they can actually do anything. And Magnamon X solves that problem, because they have to deal with the Magnamon X before they can actually rush you. It's incredibly important, in my opinion. Blue Flare, Total Transparency, it was doing dog shit before I put this card in the deck. And then it fixed a lot of the problems. Magnet X, I think it's mandatory in Blue Flare. I think 3 copies is perfect. You can play 4 if you're really feeling spicy. But 3 copies, I think, is okay. I think it's fine. The last Digimon we play in this deck are 2 copies of everyone's favorite amazing staple card, Death Xmon. While stunning boards is cool, sometimes it is better to just annihilate the board completely. 2 copies of Death Xmon I think is super necessary. I wouldn't play any less. I guess you can if you want to, but I personally wouldn't do that. That's it for the Digimon in the deck. A lot of Digimon. I think it's perfectly okay. Moving on. We're playing 4 copies of the Tamer, Not Christopher. Not Christopher says if you have 2 or more memory, you set memory to 3, so it's a memory Tamer. And when you're doing Digicross, you can suspend this to use sources from your Tamer. That's all it does, but it's a blue memory Tamer. You love to see it. We're also playing 2 copies of Sora and Joe for the additional memory gain and the source stripping. It plays kind of like Blue Hybrid, where Sora Joe, you'll attack with your Blue Flare, you'll strip with Sora Joe, and you'll stun. And then before you know it, you're gaining all sorts of memory, and then it lets you use the cards you draw with things like Deckerdramon. I think 2 Sora Joe is a good number. I don't think you need any more. I tried more at one point. It was just really bricky. So I think 2 is okay, in my opinion. Yeah, that's it. On to the options. We're playing 4 of what is possibly the best memory boost, hands down, in the game so far. 4 copies of Blazing Memory Boost. Blazing Memory Boost is a 5-cost memory boost that says reveal top 6. You add 2 blue flares to your hand, And you can play a Christopher. It does actually say Christopher on it. So you obviously know the issue, right? That's why we're calling Christopher, not Christopher. You know what I mean? Technically, this plays the tamer, the memory tamer. It should be errated. But anyway, yes, the only memory boost that's better than this card is Reinforced Memory Boost. But besides that, Blazing Memory Boost is one of the reasons why Blue Flare is even on the map. If this memory boost didn't exist, Blue Flare would be a dog water deck. It'd be absolutely awful. But Blazing Memory Boost, when it gives you the whole package right away, really broken. And that's it. For options, there's only 4 other cards left that aren't Blazing Memory Boost. We play 1 copy of Ice Wall, because Ice Wall is at 1. We play 1 copy of Cock Breath for additional removal. Sometimes it makes a good security bomb, and sometimes you just need to do a good Cock Breath on a Jetsmon stack. Or something like that. Kakaya's Breath is just the one and only removal option. That and your Death X mons are intended to clear board, while the rest of your stuff stuns board, which is cool. And then we're playing 2 copies, finally, of X Antibody. You might think this is a weird pick, because the only card we're playing is like Magnamon X Antibody, but it's okay. You swing with your Metal Greymon or whatever, you took X Antibody, you evolve into Magna X, which is neat. It's kind of cool. If you also hit Insecurity, it's a mini Hammer Spark, which is okay. That's all I got for the deck profile. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think Blue Flare deck can win a regional, or an Ultimate Cup, or anything else. But if you want to try, if you want to give it the good old college try, this is probably the way to build your deck, if I'm being honest. Anyway, have a nice day. See you later.